Yeah, so for this week's episode, we just decided, you know what? We've done some more serious things. Michelle's been doing some wonderful research on pieces. We've done lists. We've had all sorts of stuff going on. Let's just have a little fun this week. Let's play a little game. Something to do with some of our favorite characters, Disney characters that may not get the most of the screen time, but definitely play an impact on virtually every film we love. Right, Michelle?
Right. And, it's something we thought about maybe doing a deep dive, but because we've done several of those recently, like you said, it's time to just have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of play a little game here, and we hope that you kind of join in on the fun in your own way at home, kind of play along with us. Maybe this will develop into something you might want to play with your friends or family or whatever at some point. I don't know, but we just kind of thought about this. So what we're going to do is, look, this is all about Disney Sidekicks. We call it the Disney Sidekick Showdown, and we are going to kind of have them put into different scenarios to try and decide who would win. And we're going to have two teams, Michelle's team, which would probably be the best team, and then my team, which will be the lesser team, but somehow we'll kind of make our way through it. And then we decided how are we going to, we had to think about how we were going to go about this. It was thought about up until we finally decided on what we were going to do yesterday once we were recording this. What we're going to do, we first thought about maybe doing schoolyard picks, but then you're kind of selecting the ones you want. We're going to do this completely at random. We've put into a hat here several Disney sidekicks, many of the ones you know. I mean, there's so many dozens of Disney sidekicks. We cannot possibly put everybody in there, and we're not going to even try to pick every Disney sidekick and make this. But we're going to each pick 5 out of this hat. And then we are going to each have a team of those 5, right, Michelle?
Right. And what we ended up, again, we always have to look at how can we edit things. So for this episode, we ended up going with Disney Animation Studios films and Sidekicks and Pixar.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we didn't want to go into Star Wars, Marvel, all these other things.
Yeah. We wanted to go into Star Wars.
I know you did. I didn't want to go that broad. We can always do a Star Wars sidekick or a side character episode at some other point, maybe with Pat and Charles or somebody else. We can maybe do that at some point. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to each pick 5. That way we don't have other than knowing these characters, we don't have any idea of what the situation is going to be, who we're going to get. And then out of another hat, we have several different scenarios, kind of questions that are going to put them into a situation. And then we each get the chance to pick one of our sidekicks and put it into that scenario, whoever we think is best. However, we can only use out of that 5, each sidekick once. So we have to be a little strategic in this, in which one you're going to use where. So I think this is going to be kind of fun and interesting, and hopefully it doesn't completely go off the rails. But I think it'll be fun, and maybe later on we'll put out some polls on social media or whatever, and you can decide who you think was the best one. We'll make arguments for each of them as we go along, right, Michelle?
Right, and a couple things. One, hopefully this isn't ending up to be a flop. Maybe we should have tried it out before doing it live for all our folks.
I think it's more fun to just do this live and let it play out, and then everybody can laugh at us if we fail at this. But I think it's kind of fun just the same. We're going to be who we are, as we try to always be, and play this fun little game that we've kind of concocted and see what happens. So,
and the scenarios that we're going to be, again, like you said, drawing from a hat, a sampling of, they were AI generated. Okay. I thought, let's try to get AI to give us some fun scenarios. I don't know if they're all going to apply. I guess they would, but we'll see how that turns out.
All right. So let's start picking out of a hat our teams of 5 sidekicks. Michelle, you pick first.
All right.
And tell us who you got, number 1. Here.
Okay. My number 1 is Slinky Dog from Toy Story.
All right. Let's go ahead and get mine out of here. My first sidekick that I'm picking for my showdown is... Oh, I get Flower from Bambi. Oh, boy. Ooh, lots of fun stuff I can do with Flower. Okay. Michelle, you're next. What do you got?
Wait, hold on.
You're going to pick up 1 out of 3. There.
Okay. I got Louie from The Princess and the Frog.
Ah, the trumpet playing alligator. Very
right.
good. Very good. I like that. Okay. My next one, number 2 is Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. Boy, I have a team here between Flower and Scuttle already. Oh boy. Oh boy. Next one for Michelle here.
Hold on. Is Zazu from The Lion King.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Zazu.
All right, your third one now, honey.
My third is, let's see, who do I got here? My third pick from my team is Ray from The Princess and the Frog. Oh boy, it happens to be Jim Cummings' birthday as we're recording this today, the voice of Ray, so that's kind of fitting. I like that. And Michelle's fourth.
Oops, hold on. They're small.
She constantly is taking more than one. I'm a little shady about this already to begin with.
Oh, you might be jealous. I have Pascal from Tangled.
Oh, that is. I am jealous of Pascal. I think your team is already maybe better than mine. I might be running uphill for this one. Here's my fourth pick. It's Doug from Up. Oh, boy. What a team I got.
Oh, you still have another pick.
Michelle, her fifth and final pick out of these is
Gus Gus from Cinderella.
Gus Gus. Who doesn't love Gus Gus? I love it. Gus Gus. And finally, my fifth and final pick is Timon from The Lion King. All right. So that's my team. Michelle, go over your team again for us.
It is Pascal from Tangled, Zazu from The Lion King, Louie from The Princess and the Frog, Slinky Dog from Toy Story, and Gus Gus from Cinderella.
It's a strong team. I'm not going to lie. That is a strong team. This is going to be difficult for me.
What about your team?
I like my guys. They're underdogs, but they're scrappy, and I think they're going to come through here for me. I have Flower from Bambi, Scuttle from The Little Mermaid, Ray from The Princess and the Frog, Doug from Up, and Timon from The Lion King. So this will be interesting. So now what we're going to do is, again, we're going to pick out of a second hat here with these scenarios. And we don't know which ones are going to come up here. But again, it's out of a hat. And then we are going to have to, each of us, pick one of our characters to go up against one and see who we think will fill that role the best. And again, we can only use these characters once.
Okay, we're going to draw the 5 scenarios so we know and can decide.
No, we're going to go one at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time here. So we will not
You're really making these challenging.
We will not go going forward. Michelle, pick out the first scenario.
Or do you want to pick out the first one?
You go ahead.
All right.
Ladies first.
Okay. Who would most likely win in a talent show?
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Who will win in a talent show? So do you want, since you picked, do I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is troubling for me because I don't want to use this one up right away.
That way too. I'm taking a look at.
Wow. I'm going to go with Doug from Up as the one that's going to do the best in a talent show because it's a talking dog.
That's true.
I mean, that is going to win the talent show, right? I don't even know if I need to say anything else besides it is a talking dog, but he's going to come through. If you need him to chase a squirrel, he's going to chase a squirrel. Need him to fetch, he'll fetch. But more than anything else, it's a talking dog. I think I'm going to win that one. I think I got this one hands down. So there we go. Who do you got, Michelle?
I hate to use this one so early on, but I mean, because we know he's super talented, I have to pick Louie from The Princess and the Frog. He's got some skills there. His musical talent is pretty superior. So I'm thinking Louie.
That's tough. What is better, a talking dog or a trumpet playing alligator? Oof. Boy, I want to know from you out there listening, who wins that battle? I don't know. I think maybe it might have to be, Michelle might have won this one. I thought I was good with the talking dog with Doug.
Right.
And we all love Doug. We love Louie as well. I don't know. That is tough.
Yeah. I mean, he is a talking dog. Doug is a talking dog, but is it really his talent? So
I may have to hand that one to Michelle. I don't know. That one's close. I want to hear from you. Let us know who you think won that battle for sure. Okay, now it's my turn to pick out a scenario here.
I just think I might have shot myself in the foot really quickly.
Let's see. I had another selection for that one, but I kept it because I wanted to hold off for a little bit later on this character. So this one, here's the scenario for this one. Who would be best at surviving a, quote, lost in the woods, end quote, situation. Are we talking lost in the woods, like actually lost in the woods, or lost in the woods, like an 80s music video?
I'm not sure, considering it was AI generated. So I would say maybe just literally lost in the woods.
Okay, well, you get to pick first this time, Michelle. Who you got for your lost in the woods scenario?
Oh, man, this is going to be tough. I think I'm making things harder for myself. But I'm actually going to say Zazu. I mean, I think he is, somebody who can fly and get a better perspective of where some areas to go are, if he's with a group or even by himself, he might be able to find his way out of the forest because of that ability.
I like it. That's a good choice. Definitely a good choice. I like the flying aspect. I have a couple of flyers myself in my group to pick from, and this is going to be, actually, it's not that tough. I got it easy. This one's mine. I'm going to win this challenge. I got Ray, because not only is he a flyer, he's got his butt that lights up, and he's going to lead you out of there, because all you need to do is follow the bouncing butt out of there. He is going to lead you out of there to safety, and you're going to be fine lost in the woods.
True.
And provide some light for you if you want to sit down for a little bit and relax. Either way, Ray is going to help you survive that lost in the woods scenario. Now, if I didn't pick Sven, he was in our hat, didn't pick him. Boy, if I'd had him for the lost in the woods scenario, it would have been a different avenue of how I would have approached it.
True.
For this one, Ray gets it. And I think I won that one, but I don't know what Michelle thinks about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Kind of a tie, but I guess Ray having the light is the advantage, because you could be lost at night, and I don't know how much Zazu would be able to see.
We'll see.
Well.
Again, we would love to know what you think. Who wins that battle in the lost in the woods scenario? All right, Michelle, time to draw another one out, another scenario out. Again, we can only use these characters once. So, we're coming down to it now.
All right. So, who would make the best road trip buddy?
Ooh, the best road trip buddy out of this. Ooh, boy, that's a difficult one for me with ones I have left. I think they're all very, very good. It's just a matter of how I want to handle it. I think that the best road trip buddy is going to be Scuttle. I think Scuttle is going to have some fun. He's going to help lead you on the road trip, tell you where to go, because he's another flyer. He can kind of show you the way, but also like he is going to entertain you, because you're going to just pick up things while you're on the road trip and say, Scuttle, what's this? It's a dingle hopper. He's going to see something and you can just laugh because you know what it is, but he's going to come up with some unique, interesting, fascinating name for everything you go along. And it'll just be a fun little game you could play with Scuttle along your road trip.
I think that's a good one, honey. I think from my list here, I think I'm going to go with Gus Gus.
Oh.
Because I think Gus Gus, if anything else, would probably laugh at anything that, any joke, even if it's a bad dad joke or whatever. I mean, I think, and he's just so jolly and happy. And I think he would make the trip kind of seem very fun and be in awe with everything he gets to see along the way.
Total fun. I love Gus Gus. Gus Gus would be so fun to be on a road trip with. You may have gotten that one, because who doesn't love Gus Gus? He's going to be enjoyable, good natured. Like Michelle said, he's going to laugh at all your jokes. He's going to just have a good old time. And I think that's kind of what you want on a road trip, is a buddy to kind of just have a rip roar and good time with. And you want to hang with Gus Gus. You just do. So I think Michelle might have won that one. But it's close fun tie, too. We'll see. Again, love to know what you think.
I guess as long as you didn't get Scuttle to sing very much.
Oh, please. Well, that's the problem. It is on a road trip. You're probably going to have the radio turned up. No, Scuttle's going to want to sing along to it. I think I've really ditched it. That's a good point there. I may have just lost that one just on that point right alone. So I don't know. But this is fun. I'm liking this as we go through our Disney Sidekick Showdown. We may have to do this again with sidekicks we have not picked before.
Right, yeah.
Some other, do another round with some other of the sidekicks that we didn't mention on this one. Okay, time for the next one. It's my turn to pick a scenario out as we go through our Disney Sidekick Showdown. We've only got 2 sidekicks left to go through, so This will be interesting to see what the scenario it is. Who would be more likely to get their hero out of a sticky situation? Michelle, you start this one.
I think both of mine might be very good. I'm just thinking, who would I have a better argument to exclaim why? I guess I'm going to go with Slinky Dog. One, the flexibility. But I mean, Slinky Dog seems to be level-headed, willing to listen to what's going on and try to give some advice, but also, being willing to stand by the hero, his hero, whoever that may be, or heroine, to get them through a sticky situation. And definitely he can, if there are very tall places, he can help them get down safely too.
That's true. That's a good point. And talk about loyal. Slinky Dog is loyal.
Yes.
He will definitely be there for his hero,
right,
protagonist. That's for sure. There's no question about that with Slinky Dog. It's a good choice.
All right. So what about you?
I'm going to use up my Timon card on this one because Timon's a talker. He's kind of a used car salesman. I think that he can talk himself out of a sticky situation and help the hero, heroine, whatever it might be, get out of that. And he's not afraid to kind of get involved with things. We saw him with Simba and the Lion King. He's got out there. He did the hula dance.
I was just going to say, yes.
I mean, he's not afraid to put his body on the line.
That's right.
To help with this. So not only is he a good talker, he's not afraid to put his body on the line. I think that he would be very good at getting a hero out of a sticky situation.
Agreed. I think you won that round for sure.
I'm not sure. Again, both good choices. Again, we're going to put these out for you to choose. Let us know who you think won. But this is fun. I'm loving this game. I'm glad we decided to do this. This is so much fun. I'm totally digging it. All right. One last scenario to pick. Michelle gets to pick it out of the hat here as we do our Disney Sidekick Showdown. Michelle, what's the last scenario?
So I think the last scenario would be, if I can read this. I think you're going to win. Who would be better at pep talks?
Really? I don't know if I'm going to win that one. Well, no, I disagree. You're going to win this one. I'll start it because I only have one left, and that's going to be, and it has to be Flower. I should have saved Simone. It has to be Flower. But Flower's so bashful. But you know what? I think Flower is supportive.
Right.
And going to get out there and say, you know what, Bambi, you can do your best. You can make it through. If I can make it through being bashful and make it through being nicknamed Flower as a boy.
Even though it's a skunk.
and survive being a skunk all the time. You can make this through there. And so Flower is going to pull it out. I'm losing this one. Michelle, your choice. Your last selection here.
Well, I have Pascal. Now, Pascal's not going to obviously be able to be like a coach and come stand in front of the group and, give this prolonged pep talk. But I think being very pithy, I think Pascal is going to, through different emotions and facial expressions and pointing and reassuring in his own special way, would be able to uplift anybody.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, I love Flower. Flower is a great sidekick, a great character. In this scenario, I think there's plenty of scenarios that Flower would do really well in, especially going up against the competition it's going up against. Michelle wins this one hands down. I know you agree with me. Pascal is one of the most supportive side characters out there, despite it's a different form of a pep talk because Pascal is not actually talking, but Pascal is so supportive of Rapunzel and the whole situation and throughout all the Tangled movie and everything. This one's easy. I'm just hoping that I won 3 other battles. That way I can have 3-2 somewhere because this one I'm losing. So yes, Pascal is a great choice. It makes me wish I had held on to Timon. I think I would have had an argument then.
I know.
But this is the way it played. I was taking a chance that maybe I would make it through and that Timon was the better argument for the other one, but all good. Anyway, that was fun.
I kind of liked it too. The spontaneity part of it was a little daunting, but I think it was fun.
I like the spontaneity of it because I think that's kind of, you got to play off the cuff the whole time. And I think that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of fun. Let's just talk about a couple other things here, but let us know who you think won these different matchups. And then it turns out who wins overall. We'd love to know. It's all in good fun. It doesn't matter. We're just all having just some fun here. And I think this would be something fun for you to play at home. I really do. I think that's something that you could do at home simply and just kind of have some fun with the family around the house. I really do. I think that's kind of a fun game. But let's talk about a couple other sidekicks, or maybe some of the sidekicks we've already mentioned, and maybe give like 3 different things, like who's the most supportive and who's the most valuable player, most valuable sidekick, the MVS. What do you think about, like, who do you feel like is the sidekick that maybe is the most supportive, Michelle?
Oh, wow. There are so many. And sometimes I'm not sure, like which ones are considered sidekicks and which ones, maybe, because like when you talk about Toy Story, who are the sidekicks there other than like the ones that you see there or whatever. But like, would Buzz Lightyear be a sidekick? And if you say yes to that, I think he is tremendously supportive.
Okay, well, while you're thinking about that, I'll go with mine. And this is my chance to use my hashtag Real Men Love Frozen. I'm going to go with Sven, which you may have thought I was going to go with Olaf, but I'm going to go with Sven because I think Sven is significantly supportive, obviously of Kristoff, but also, of Anna, of Elsa, and definitely of Olaf. So supportive of Olaf. He's willing to go on these crazy adventures that Olaf is doing as he's like looking for holiday traditions and so forth. I think that Sven, although he doesn't speak outside of Kristoff speaking for him, I think he's significantly supportive. Now, there are so many supportive side characters that it's really tough to choose one, but I'm going to go with Sven here.
Yeah. Can I change mine?
Did you pick one?
Well, I was, no, not really. I was just talking in general. I'm actually going to say that it would be Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, that's a good one.
An OG.
That's a really, really good one.
I think that he really shows such quality in being supportive. Even when he sees things are really in trouble, he does try to give hope. And he does try to really encourage, going down the path of the straight and narrow, or at least being conscientious of how your actions can impact things in the long run.
Yeah, I like it. That's a really good choice. I like that one a lot.
Thank you.
Who was the funniest sidekick? What do you think? Who is the one that's going to get up and do a comedy act on stage or just make you laugh, or when you need a good laugh? Who is the one that you feel is the funniest?
Well, I mean, I think Olaf is an easy choice. I think he's, his mannerisms, the way he looks at life, the way he looks at things is pretty funny. But if I didn't go with somebody so obvious, then I would have to say Dory in Finding Nemo. I think Dory is hilarious.
I didn't put Dory in as far as our sidekicks because she has a movie she's the focus of. Right. So I kind of even though she is a sidekick in Finding Nemo, she's more of a main character. So I kind of didn't put her in the sidekick, but she definitely does definitely in Finding Nemo falls under that role for sure.
What about you?
It's a tough one. Olaf is definitely one of the funniest for sure. I mean, arguably the funniest. I think that, again, I'm trying to not go straight to my hashtag Real Men Love Frozen with everything. So I'm just going to put that out there and put it to the wayside and go with one that was on your team. I think Gus Gus is hilarious. I love Gus Gus. He's so sweet and so funny. I think that he is somebody, and again, just like on your road trip, he would just make you laugh. I think Gus Gus is that character for sure.
Yeah, I think a runner-up for this category could be Kronk.
Oh, that's true. Kronk. Kronk's pretty good. Kronk's pretty good. I didn't really think about Kronk. He is a sidekick, but I don't think of him as a sidekick, but that's pretty good. Yeah. Kronk's a good choice. Kronk is excellent. I guess you could go with Dopey too. Dopey's pretty darn good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and if you're going really old school classic, you could say Goofy.
Yeah, I stayed away from the sensational six because yes, they're sidekick in certain shorts and certain movies, whatever.
Right.
But they also are they have so many shorts and movies that they are the focus on.
Right.
It's about them that I didn't call Goofy a sidekick,
right.
or even Pluto, because Pluto is, has his own shorts as well.
Right.
I thought about Pluto at one point being a sidekick, and he is a sidekick oftentimes, but there are his own shorts that are focused on him. And so that's why I stayed away from anyone in the sensational six.
True.
Very cool. Finally, most valuable. Who is the hands down, like the most valuable sidekick, Disney sidekick that you could have, do you think, Michelle?
That is tough because they all play such an impactful role. But to narrow down, I guess, to one, I would go with Mushu. I think Mushu was pretty pivotal for Mulan to have as much success as she did. I'm not saying she couldn't have done it on her own, but I think he at least kind of started the process for her to become successful and encouraging her not to give up.
I like it. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Mushu is a really good choice.
What about you?
There's so many great ones out there. I could name a dozen of them that would be in the running for this, including some we've already discussed. But I'm going to go a little bit off and talk about Pegasus from Hercules. I think
about
Pegasus is, talk about supportive, super supportive character of Hercules. Matter of fact, is so much so that, it's, when Meg comes around, he's like, I don't like you. You're kind of running into this area. I'm not so sure about you. I'm keeping Hercules safe, but can get out there and be funny, can battle, can be supportive, like across the board. Pegasus does so many things well that I think Pegasus may arguably be the most valuable sidekick that you could have on your side as you go through whatever your challenges are.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a good one. And I kind of thought of Pegasus. Another maybe lesser known one, runner up, might be Bagheera in the Jungle Book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good one.
I mean, as much as he had conflicts with Mowgli and Baloo at times, I think he was still always looking in the best interest of Mowgli.
Yeah. I think, I'm going to go stay on the horse area. Maximus, also from Tangled, is all around strong.
Right.
Definitely very supportive. Definitely very strong. You don't want to mess with Maximus for sure. Loyal. When needs to be. I think Maximus is a strong pick as well. But again, we could be naming dozens. And maybe some of you are wondering why we haven't brought Genie up in this, because Genie is sort of a sidekick.
Right.
Genie is such a main, like Aladdin's almost the sidekick in Aladdin. I think Genie is the main character in Aladdin.
Yeah.
So I couldn't rightfully say Genie is the sidekick of Aladdin, even though probably really is,
Right. Yeah, definitely. So
anyway, love to know what you think about all these. And again, who do you think won our matchups? And would love to know if you decide that you want to play this game at home and how it turns out for you.
Yeah. Can I throw in one more?
Yeah, go for it.
That I think Tinkerbell has to be named. I mean,
the sassiest.
She was
sidekick.
Definitely. But she was also willing to taste the poison.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, not everything that Tinkerbell does in Peter Pan is on the up and up.
Right.
And some people will call her a villain at
times. Yeah.
At times in that movie. But yeah, she's definitely very supportive and protective of Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, drank the poison to make sure he's safe. So that's, you're willing to give up your fairy life.
Yeah.
For this person that you love.
Yeah. I mean, it just dawned on me now.
Yeah,
that
not bad. Again, Tinkerbell, everybody loves Tinkerbell. But in that movie, not the greatest character.
I know.
She does some sketchy things in that. But,
well, that's why I say kind of runner up.
Yeah. But still, love Tinkerbell, and definitely the most supportive when she flies out of Cinderella Castle when happily ever after or whatever nighttime spectacular is going on. Definitely, for sure. So, yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about this. Did you have fun with this? We had fun with this, I think. Didn't you have fun with this, Michelle?
I did. And hopefully it was something, as people are listening to it, can be enjoyable. Maybe get your mind thinking about who you would have picked if you had these same characters in these similar scenarios.
Let's face it, it's kind of a heavy week. Something light is good for this week.
Yes.
For this week. So I think this is a good fun. This was fun. I'm glad that when Michelle put this in our schedule of what we were doing next. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And we still didn't know exactly what it was till yesterday, but I think we came up with something that was really fun.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
I appreciate all the work you put into, coming up with all the things to pull out of the hats and.
Yeah, and I think we'll play this again. I do. I think we're going to eliminate some of the sidekicks we've already used and go at it again, because we have so many sidekicks to pick from that we could do this 2, 3, maybe 4 times and still have some fun with it. So yeah, we will definitely revisit this one in the future. And that is our Disney Sidekick Showdown.